Welcome to our floating refugee camp. What's up, guys? I'm Lex from 3TEETH. We're on tour with our buddies Horror and the Lights Out North America tour. This is our humble abode, otherwise known as a floating locker room or a refugee camp. It's not glamorous, but it gets us from point A to point B without dying. This is where Dennis resides, our lovely bus driver who's sleeping all day because he drives all night. Dennis is a 27-year Navy vet who is absolutely pro at what he does. This is actually our second bus of this tour because the first bus lost a wheel in between San Diego and Arizona, cracked an axle. It was a disaster. No one was hurt, thankfully, but this is bus number 2. We occasionally watch some cooking channel to inspire our culinary delights on the bus. Chase oftentimes makes what's called a baby diaper, where he takes a fajita and smothers it in peanut butter, and that is his nightly meal. We have a chopped bus edition where the worst meal basically you get left in that city, so you gotta get good at cooking. We usually keep waters down here. It's a pretty hot commodity, as you see. Weapons are dry, or at least they're right here for now, but it gets a little Mad Maxes towards the end of the tour where, you know, we're all fighting over water and there's some sort of a Morton Joe sort of hiding all the water in his bunk bed, and then we have to raid. My bunk looks like a recycling facility at the base of it with just lots of empty bottles of water. It's really nice. This is our illustrious trash, which is surprisingly empty. What do we keep in here? We have a nitrous tank for making whipped cream. Never for doing drugs. Drugs are bad, kids. You don't want to do that. We have maple syrup that we smuggled in from Canada. We do a lot of maple syrup on anything. Those calories up. This is our freezer. So we have an empty bottle of Tito's, meaning that most of it's probably in the green room right now. This is our condiment case. For whatever reason, it seems like we only ever have condiments. I don't know who's putting this rider together, but there's also apples on here, so maybe my grandmother's been writing our hospitality rider because she always wants me eating apples. You know, I just do a lot of cold brew coffee. I try not to eat too much on tour, unless, of course, there's catering sometimes. We have a day sheet that our tour manager, Rob Swenson, not to be confused with Ron Swanson, takes care of every day. He's also doing our sound right now, so he keeps us alive and he keeps us sounding good. Very important guy. This is our bathroom. As you know, on tour buses, rule number 1 of the tour bus, no shitting on the bus. Rule number 2 of the tour bus, no shitting on the bus. Rule number 3 of the tour bus, no shitting on the bus. We usually keep this as sort of captain's quarters for Rob to do his thing as a tour manager. The rest of us, we're usually somewhere either laid out. There's Nick, who's been on the tour for a couple days with us. He's shooting for Revolver magazine, so he's got to witness some of the insanity as well. And we gave him our last bunk, which was our junk bunk, which was this one, and we kept all our shit up there, but we cleared it out and made some room for a new guy, because we're always up for bringing new guys. Then we brought Horror's manager on, so I think there was 13 people on this bus last night. That's not easy. But luckily we all got along very well, and at the end of the night, when the drinks are flowing and the smoke is smoking, everyone seems to get along quite well, which is very, very rare. Into the bunks. Or the galley of smells. You got to keep the AC pumping in here, because if it doesn't, things might start to rot or putrefy. You don't want that. One of our best combats for smells is the marijuana plant, which has many uses, one of which is it smells great. So, we don't smoke weed to get high. Getting high is terrible. We smoke weed because it smells nice. Remember that, kids. Smoke weed because it smells good. I like sleeping in a bottom bunk because I don't want to fall out of a top bunk, and I like to feel like a dead pharaoh at nighttime. Also, never sleep with your head first in the bus. It's a big rule, because if the bus crashes, you break your neck and die, and that is bad. This leads us to let me get some lights in here for you. The piece de resistance, the stateroom. This is where all the orgies happen, and by orgies I mean Mario Kart video game orgies, kids. Have safe sex, don't have sex with strangers. Maybe occasionally, but play video games. Video games are good. We play a lot of Mario Kart because it's 4-player. I got a Nintendo Switch from Adam Jones from Tool as a gift. There's my name drop for the episode. and it's turned out to be a lovely gift that keeps us quite busy. Brandon, the drummer for Horror, is an absolute ringer. It's almost actually unfun to play against him. Also, he's sober all the time, which I do believe that creates some sort of handicap with the rest of us because we all like to drink, except for Brandon. He seems to have the whole thing completely wired, never loses a match. It's starting to not get fun. You're banned from playing Brandon. All these cabinets are probably filled with either dirty clothes, or fan art, apparently. This is where we hide all this fan art that we get from people in the store, which is quite nice. Gotta remember that. This is my locker, which usually has some sort of sweaty leather goods in there. And snacks usually get stuffed under here, because when you're really stoned, snacks and a dirty sneaker, they go great together. This is the Lights Out North America tour with 3TEETH and Horror. We put together a 7-inch with 2 songs with them, and we play them nightly. Not a lot of bands who tour together, make music together. I think that's pretty cool, so you gotta check out that. Also, we both have albums out with Horror. I think there's United States of Horrors, or shutdown.exe, and we got a show to get ready, so you gotta get out of here. Take care.